everybody, I'm Amanda of Touring with the Thomases, and just wanted to introduce myself, seeing as I haven't been on screen as yet. You've only heard my voice, so he's the face to a name, and here we are at the headquarters of Touring with the Thomases. This is Georgie, and Mr. P today is doing something exciting to the van. We decided that it didn't come with a swivel seat, front seat, and we decided that it's something we really would get a lot of use out of. So Mr. P bought one and we're fitting that today. So we will show you how we're doing it, and I'll let you know how we get on.
Essential tool to fit the seat swivel base. Basically you'll need a 16mm socket with an extension bar and a cracker bar. The nuts are done up very tight, obviously for safety of the van, safety of the occupants sitting in the seat. So invest in one of these or borrow one if you haven't got one. The seat is held in with 8 16mm nuts, which I've undone some of already. Okay, last one coming out. Okay, once you've got all the nuts out, you also need to remove the connectors between the seats. These are all the connectors to the rear lights. They're in 2 halves. Just make sure that you connect them back together properly once the seat is out. So we're going to take the seat out now. Here goes the scary bit.
No pressure.
Actually, could you just push the seat base back down? You might need to cut this bit. That's it. Okay.
Get this out of the van in one piece.
Good.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I've put a blanket down on our ultra flooring to stop it getting scratched.
Just to protect it. Good idea, Mr. P. Oh, look at that. Looks like Spaghetti Junction down there.
Okay, these are all the seat connectors. Basically just connect them all back together. Now, depending on your van and depending on the spec, you may have a few more, you may have a few less.
Thank goodness they're all colour coded.
Okay, thank goodness they're all colour coded. Now basically all these connectors have got to live under the floor, and you need to make sure when you've put all these connectors back under the floor, probably a good time to test all the brakes, all the lights, make sure everything at the back of the van works, because once you put the seat base in, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Okay, right, next job to do is to remove the studs completely from the bottom of the van. Just push pause. Here's one I loosened earlier. Okay, the studs are identical threads, top and bottom, but we're going to cut these down. We've got to take approximately 10mm off the top, leaving 14mm of the thread left. This is so that the seat base can rotate.
And Mr. P has trimmed down all the bolts and put them all back in.
Tucked all the wires underneath the carpet. It needs to be reasonably tidy under there, but just make sure that everything's sort of tucked in nicely.
And then you just pop the base of the swivel seat on the top of the bolts.
Then I think what I've got to do at this point is undo. I've got to take the pins out.
Do have to make sure as well, we'll do that in a minute, that everything's still working before you secure it. All the electrics that they're attached to in the van.
Now that we've released the 4 locking bolts, it's just a case of swiveling the seat. The seat is designed to sort of shift forwards, backwards, sideways to enable you to rotate it round. First attempt this is, so it might not be as smooth, but they do say that as you use it you'll get more used to it. So here we go.
Here we go. Look at that. Pretty smooth sailing. We can have a sofa in the van. How amazing.
Almost.
We're a bit caught. There we go. A little sofa in the van.
I've got to say that went quite well.
Yeah, easier than I thought.
Obviously then put the pins back in once the seat's in the stowed position again, just for safety, but you don't need to put the seats in, but obviously it will move, so we'll do it properly.
And we're done. What a difference it makes having a sofa in the lounge area.
Excellent.
It makes it feel so much bigger. It's incredible what a difference it's going to make when we're out and about.
I think it will make putting the roof up and down
easier as well. And if we want to store things in the pop-up roof, like when we put the bed in up there, what we'd like to try and do, it's going to be so much easier to put things up there, I think, with the seat that way. Yeah. It just makes such a difference. It's amazing how just turning the seat round can make it feel so much bigger. Yeah. And when we're out and about, you know, it's just going to give us a little bit more room